episode of Steady Mobbin Podcast. Who cares? We got legends here, baby. Holy.
Actually, it's 557. Come on, guy.
Oh, God. 557. Yo, we got 30 years of history at this table, man.
Jeez.
This is kind of a big deal right now.
Jeez.
So you know what I'm going to do? I might have everybody introduce themselves and, just to give a brief synopsis of, what you're known for and why you're a big deal. Let's start with my man right over here.
Okay,
Yeah,
bringing it back.
Closer.
My name is Sean Finley.
Yeah.
They know me as Breezy.
Let's go.
Known for a couple companies. I'm behind the scenes most of the time, but I'm a part of Kamakacci.
Yeah.
Talk of Toronto.
Let's go.
Precon Central Real Estate.
Oh,
Back Wall Street, Canada.
come
Properties.
on.
Finley Real Estate.
Let's go.
And that's all I can talk about right now. Those are the main forefronts right now. So a bit of fashion, a bit of music, entertainment, and a bit of real estate.
Let's go.
Let's go.
That is a real triple threat.
That is one. I could have. That's a great intro.
That's the guy you guys want to know.
You got to follow that up now.
Keep mine short and sweet. My name is Kamakacci Juice, known in the city. I am the co-owner of Kamakacci Clothing.
Everything
Let's
I
go.
just said,
Yeah.
co-owner.
I am the co-owner of Talk of Toronto. I am the co-owner of Precon Central. I am the VIP, the VP of Finley Real Estate.
Let's go.
So
Yes.
most people see me out. They've known me. I feel like you might have seen me on social media. My brother is actually the man who created all these companies, and I'm the brand ambassador.
Let's
Wow.
Hey.
Let's
When they hit me up, I
go.
said, you know what, guys? I'm bringing my big brother because it's time to give my big brother his flowers.
Yeah.
Let's go. I love that. We love that.
Yeah, he don't do no interviews.
We
no
love
interviews.
that.
But he's,
love
the,
that.
he's the reason why I do almost everything I'm doing, so you already know.
Cheers, sir.
Wow. I feel like I've accomplished nothing in my life. All right. All right.
Let's go.
Let them know who you are, homie.
All right. Yo, everybody, my name is Rochester, a.k.a. Juice. If you know me from back in the day, you already know.
Enough said.
You know what I'm saying?
many
They call
times.
me a legend,
History.
but that kind of makes you feel like the work is done and my work is just
Living
getting
legend.
started.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
I like that.
I've been in the game for a minute. I've worked all over the world internationally. Your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Let's not get it twisted. I'm also in a group called Cut the Lights, who does major work for licensing and music supervision.
Let's go.
We've been a part of great things like Fortnite video games, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Queen of the South, all the Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus shows. You've probably heard my music in there for sure. I'm also co-owner and host of the Dreams Don't Have Deadlines podcast.
Bang, 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 bang.
So we do that too. Man.
Yeah.
I am the owner of Stay Sharp Music, my own
Jesus
label.
Christ.
So holla at me,
You guys really
all artists out
today.
there.
Yes.
Doing consulting now and continuously putting out fire.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
We got to make some noise for
Yo.
black entrepreneurship, black
Yo.
businesses, real estate, and just owning businesses and brothers coming together.
Let's go.
And just showing love to each other.
No
I love
egos.
this. Oh, my
sir.
God.
When he hit me up, the first thing I said when he said Rochester was coming on, I wrote back, I said legendary. That's all I said. I said,
Wow.
Rochester's coming, legendary. And then I
But it
called
was
my
risky
brother.
because they could have had some beef. So listen,
could have
you
been
got
our
away
Juice
with it this time, but next time you may want to hit the person on the
I knew you'd bring
have an issue
that.
with this
Yeah, I
person?
knew he would say that. I knew you would say
No.
that.
Kama got love.
Nah, man.
Shit be happening behind the scenes, okay?
The only juicy beef is in a patty, bro. We're not dealing with them so from time.
And that's how we do it over here.
Lord mercy. Lord mercy. Okay, first question, okay? 50-50 relationships. Should men do it? Because I heard you guys talking earlier about modern
Should they
women.
do it?
Should they do it?
I don't think it's a thing. I don't think relationships can last just being 50-50 because every day is different. We all have our issues that we're going with. And if you're with a partner that actually supports you, they need to understand that sometimes they might be that 70 today. Sometimes they might be that 80 today. But the opposite is that person needs to know that tomorrow you might have to be that 80. But as long as you have that understanding, then
somebody
have no
rooted in
problem.
reality. One hand washes the other.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
Perfect.
No, that was actually perfect.
That was perfect.
What he just said, what he just said is literally what my wife and I were saying this morning. Was some days she said I need you to be 70. Some days I'll be 70. Literally this morning.
Wow.
That's
That's
all
the
I'm
thing
gonna add.
when
Wow.
it's a relationship. When it's
And that's a relationship.
It's working together to accomplish the overall goals.
Yeah.
Right? So if someone doesn't believe that, you have to question, is it actually a relationship or a situationship? Right? When it's a relationship and you tie it together as one, then each day it goes up. There's always cycles.
Yeah.
Economic cycles.
We-
Right?
Are you picking? I'm sorry. Are we picking him up? Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. you're dropping gems. I just want to make sure
catch them.
because I hate to be in the edits and you sound like you're outside. You know what I mean?
Yes.
No, you
yes.
said it right.
No, I got a question though. I got a question. Is this 50-50? Is it finances or is it emotional? Because sometimes you don't want to be dealing with the lovey-dovey shit. You know, you just want to sit down on your couch or on your bed, or you want to do work. You want to zone out, and sometimes your partner, your woman, she's gonna want you to be 100% there emotionally. Can you fall back a little bit with your emotions?
I think it's all merged in one in a pot, right? And think about it like this. If one person's always just withdrawing from the pot but not depositing, whether it be financial or emotional, eventually the pot will drain out, right? So it's a combination of both, but it's about both people always contributing to the pot, whether it be emotional or financial. But when it's just one person just withdrawing, eventually it'll drain out, right? So it has to be a combination of both. And whether it's one day one person contributing financially or one person contributing emotionally, it has to be, I think, a well-rounded kind of.
I'm not mad at that, man.
Yeah.
And this is why you guys should listen to these guys, because these guys are in long-term relationships. They're married.
No, I'm very single. How about
Oh,
that?
he's
I'm
single.
Yeah.
So me and him are probably the only 50. Me and him are the only 50-50 dudes up here. That's why we're single.
Hold on. He was dropping gems like that, and you're single. That's crazy.
Yes.
You were dropping some gems.
Yeah.
I was just adding on to what you said.
Ladies,
I just
I was
agreed.
adding on to
Yeah, I
what
just
you
Holla
agreed.
at me.
But it's fair to say you're talking from wisdom.
Yeah. Oh, like I've had to do a lot of growing, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I used to run around wild as a youth. You know what I'm saying? And now I did like this 2 years of just being single. You know what I'm saying? And focusing on self. And honestly, I think not just man, every person should do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you can jump from relationship to relationship and not know who you are or actually what you really want, because that person is kind of filling those gaps that you don't have to fill anymore.
Yes,
But once
yes.
you're in it on your own, you have time to figure out like, what do I like? And more importantly, what don't I like? What am I not standing for
This
anymore?
guy needs a dating podcast. What the hell's happening right now, yo? I don't even want to interview. I just want to listen. I want to hear more.
I know, I'm like, word, bro.
Yo,
Hey.
so within that time, you know what I'm
Word.
saying, I took the time to just learn more about myself, learn more about relationships and how, I can be a better person in a relationship, because I'm not going to ask for something that I can't give. You know what I'm saying? I think that's not fair that we ask for things that we can't do it at the same time.
True.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. But when
So
people
I
talk
want a
about
baddie when you know what I'm saying?
when people talk about
Baddie
50-50 though,
energy right now.
I think primarily they're speaking about finances. So on the financial end, do you think it's logical for one person to cover all the bills? Or I guess it depends on your tax bracket. But let's talk about the average person, because I feel like there's a lot of demand when it comes to men that they got to cover all the bills, and the woman stays home with the children, taking it back to the 1950s and stuff like that. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Because I see a lot of that rhetoric online where, I want a man, he's got to pay this, da-da-da. Some girls don't want to be taken to the Cheesecake Factory. He's got to shell out X amount of dollars.
If a man is constantly paying for everything, eventually emotionally he's gonna somehow tap out. Something's gonna happen to him emotionally, because
Or
then
you're
he's
gonna have to move to like Innisville because you can't do that.
something is gonna happen.
Price
where
an hour.
He just feels like he's just the bank.
He's
and
ATM.
Instead of
So nobody wants to feel like an
Even
ATM,
in this too
and
expensive.
no woman wants to feel like a maid. So
yeah. Nobody wants to feel like a maid.
Or an ATM.
Yo, some men's like, to each his own, right? I don't think there's a definitive answer for this, because some men's happy to do that because that means they have all the power in the relationship.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So like when I'm paying all the bills, you're in my house, you're eating my food, I'm doing. You don't do nothing without my say so. I own you.
I'm gonna see
To
my
me, that's not a
side
relationship. That's some kind of business transaction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But when it comes to relationship, it's got to be give and take.
You know what I do? You know what it is? I blame the old heads from the 90s and 2000s. They're all old now, retired. They're like, the little girls are hitting them up like, I'm too old for that shit now. And now the girls are like wondering like where the hell they're gonna get their money. So now they're back on the market and they flooded the market with the 50-50 BS. All the good girls are gone. Sorry.
So, Juice.
Why you gotta say that?
Or Rochester. Let me call you Rochester. He'll call you Juice.
Yeah.
Dating.
Yes.
Dating in this.
Don't do it.
Take the mic. Take the stand.
Don't do it.
Oh my
No
God.
stand here.
Unplug my
There's
mic.
no stand here.
My mic's off.
No judgment here.
It's all
Well,
good.
what's dating been like for you? I mean, are you even dating? Like, are you even open to that? Or?
Honestly,
Are you texting for hours on end?
barely.
Barely.
Barely. My circle has gotten really very small because I'm focusing on my business, right? I just started my own label. I'm having some success in the music licensing space.
Yes.
Things are going well for me right now, and I couldn't say that like 5-6 years ago. It's always been like a growing thing. So now that I've got some wins and some dubs under my belt, I'm like, listen, man, I gotta stay focused.
Yes, 100%.
Right? I always look. This is my issue. I always look at my music as my wife, right?
Okay.
Right?
To music.
I am
To music,
literally married to music only because I've had so many circumstances where I've let women into my life and be a part of my journey and my dreams and stuff like that. And then my music starts to kind of fall to the side a little bit, and things, I could never find the right balance. So I'm like, my music wife must be mad at me, you know what I'm saying? She's vexed and very jealous, So I've been trying to find a balance for both, but for the past couple of years, I've just been like, music come first. I'm not chasing up people. If you're around, you're around. If there's a vibe, there's a vibe. But I think it takes somebody really special to be with me. I understand that because I'm super focused on my goals and aspirations. So you kind of got to fit into that world for me.
So you're throwing parties. Are there any potential wives for us there?
In that world,
100%.
yeah, there still is.
There still is a good level quality events.
At the 90s party.
Some sophisticated
Not the 2000s party.
I was actually just gonna say because kind of what you both said. I throw a 90s party and a 2000s party, so my demographic crowd is actually a more older, mature.
Yeah, the ones who appreciate.
True.
So they
those
still
90s,
love love.
2000s,
They still
so-
like R&B. They still like real hip hop.
math
They
is
still
mathing,
like
yes.
they
Okay.
grew up.
Ain't no mumble rap being played at the 90s party.
Yeah, and no diss to it, bro. Like
Yo,
we
you're
don't,
still-
we don't
no,
play
You're
it.
still
No
about
sexy red.
you're still about 80 years older than them all.
Oh, there we go.
But I can't speak on the younger generation
Yeah,
of
yes.
up and coming women. I don't know nothing about that world. I just say in my events, you could come and find a girl with a career, a girl
40-year-old baddie.
you'll find you
Oh,
actually
no, they're out there,
yeah, you'll
man.
find
They're
a
out there.
40-year-old baddie.
Is
Black don't crack.
hard right now.
I'll
For
introduce
any
you.
single male or single person out there, I really feel like dating sucks for you right now.
Yeah.
You can swipe left and right all you want, but
What do you think it is, though? What do you think is missing, or we need more of, or less of?
Honesty.
whoa.
You think that's what it is?
Honesty.
Honesty?
Honestly, if you're looking for tail, just be honest with a female. Just be honest with her. Be like, hey, I want to smash tonight. I'm not really looking for something. I just came out of a relationship. I'm horny. What are you saying?
Yeah, that's not gonna work. Keep lying, guys. Don't listen to him.
So what are you gonna do? So what
You
are
gotta
you
get
gonna
your
do?
box
What are
in your face.
I was like, I don't know, man.
No, I think
you gotta be honest with them, late.
But you know what, though?
I don't think it's our fault. I don't think it's our fault, to be honest. I think social media has
Yes. I
think
taken a
that's what
toll
it
on
is.
everything.
I think that's what
Yeah.
And we've
Yeah.
seen how green the grass could be for so many years now. It's like, yo, that's for that, bro. Like, she could have been great, but I don't like the way her toes are
Yes.
painted.
Yes.
I'm gonna find the next one with red toes, yo. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And she could have been the baddest thing in the world, man. So we're not willing to fight for our relationships anymore. We're willing to give up easily on our relationships because we feel like we have so many more options right now. So.
I think that's what it is.
And that's the facade of social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you think you have so many options where it's like, when reality hits.
That's why J. Cole said, love yours, man.
Yeah.
Love yours, bro.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree with you. I think we have been indoctrinated by social media. Like you said, we think the grass is greener. We go over to the other side. There is actually no grass, just bare mud.
Just Hennessy and wings.
Yeah, and it's not just for the girls or the guys. I mean, the girls. It's like it's all over the place. Like people are struggling right now, and I think a lot of the what do you call it? I think there's a word that
Fuckery.
not even fuckery. Just that wantingness to endure through the hard times. I think people are really quick to kind of just call it quits and just kind of be like you said, just move on to the next thing. And then you look back and you're like, fuck, I had a good thing and I messed up my opportunity. I know I've done that a couple of times.
So that's why there's passport bros, and they're not dealing with the problems that we're having here. You ever heard of the passport bros?
No, I was like, please elaborate.
So there's a community online of brothers from Canada and the United States where they talk about the potential wives around the world. So if they go to the Philippines, they go to Africa, they go to like wherever potential wives are. You know what I mean? Like who are like women. When they say potential wives, I mean like the wives who were like
Submissive.
Rub your feet when you come home. You know, make sure shit's clean. You know what I mean? 50-50 meh. You know, it doesn't really matter in that part of the world because everything's like, you know, next to nothing. But you know, there's a community of men out there who are fed up, and they're getting passports and dipping. Go to Dominican, go to Panama, you know, find a wifey out there.
You think they're fed up, or it's like a power thing because they're getting third world type females and they're bringing them over here, so it's like, okay, I'll make the bread, like you said, I pay all the bills, so when I come home, my dinner better be ready, you gotta rub my feet, you gotta kiss my asshole, you know what I mean? So do you think it could be like a power thing opposed to just being fed up?
It could be a mix of that.
Yeah.
It could be a mix of that. It could be a thirst for power in the household.
Yeah.
But in the same token, you know, let's be honest. How many women are gonna rub your feet after they do a long day of work?
But are we as men willing to rub our women's feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, don't speak for everybody. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm just saying you can't speak for everybody.
I'll make some time.
I know certain men that may not do that, bro.
I'll make some time. I need a long nap though.
like, do you rub your husband's feet?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
I heard about the church thing.
I watched that one the other day. I'm like, what is happening?
I'm not gonna answer that.
Yeah,
you gotta stop that. You gotta stop that.
I have to get you back. Okay?
You said something about mumble rap. I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
How do you feel about the state of Canadian hip hop right now? Because I know you're an artist in it, and you're still developing, and you're still.
I think he's even gonna ask him.
No, he said he mentioned mumble rap.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
By the
I'm
way,
with you. I'm with you.
how do you feel that? Where's the state of Canadian hip hop? And adding to that, Ebro about a month ago said that we don't have a sound. Could you answer to that as well?
Did he really?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think
No, I'm talking.
When I
was
think
a
of
bad
Toronto sound, I
statement.
think of you. Yeah, I'm not gonna front. When I
Thank
think
you,
of Toronto sound, I think of you.
I think we are an eclectic, multicultural city, especially in Toronto, right? And our sound is a mixture of that. It might be confusing to certain people because they're not hearing the dialect that we're speaking in or the tones and sounds that we are using. But we know when we hear, you know, when Boy Wonder sampled Yalla Tear Off Me Garment and I'm off it coming on me apartment, boy, right? And put that in a Drake record, we know that's Toronto, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's a vibes for us, yo. Right? Like we know it's Caribbean infused.
Yes.
It's African infused, you know what I'm saying? Indian vibes in there, yo. You know, it's multicultural. We're a melting pot, yo. So that is our sound. So, and you know, the craziest thing is I know a lot of really dope producers who are internationally known. And one of the first things they're asked for when they reach outside of Toronto to LA or New York, wherever it be, yo, let me get that Toronto sound, fam. Let me get that Toronto sound that you've been doing over there. So then if they know we have a sound, why doesn't Ebro or the rest of these guys who disagree?
And to add on to that, I think it's kind of based on who in the States you talk to, if they have any Caribbean friends or Caribbean spheres that they're attached to, because the Toronto sound is highly influenced by the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you don't know that, then I don't know where you're sleeping at, right? So in the States, there's certain people that are connected and tapped in, depending on where you are, if you're in Brooklyn or Queens or wherever Jamaica Ave, that are tapped into the Caribbean culture. So you will identify that off the top when you hear the Caribbean sound, that it's influenced by the Caribbean culture. Right? So I can understand if Ebro don't know it, that means you don't have enough Jamaican friends or Trinity friends. Or
You need some Jamaican friends.
yeah,
Ebro.
man,
I
you need
get
to
it.
diversify yourself, bro.
I get it, man. I get it, because when you think of the West Coast, maybe you're thinking of, Dr. Dre, or you're thinking of Mustard,
Yes.
But there is like a Bay Area sound that's considered the West Coast
Yeah,
as well,
yes.
right? So there's little sub pockets in this big thing that we call the West Coast, right? You're gonna say Pop Smoke isn't East Coast because he doesn't make like boom bap music, like he's not, they don't have their own sound. We all have our own pockets, man. I
Yes,
think you
yes.
just gotta
Who do you
recognize.
think best exemplifies the Toronto sound? Which artist, if you had to pick one?
Cardi.
Yeah, I was about to say Cardi.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
See, I thought I had him stumped.
Yeah, no, I was about to say the same thing.
Cardi now.
Cardi.
That's
No,
that's
salute
it,
to the
man.
OG.
Cardi.
Right?
You know?
Because
and sorry to cut you off. The doing it. That's
spit it better than them, to the
That's-
letter than
that's
them,
the Toronto
Butteranti,
sound
that
right
were more
there.
cheddar than them, get it wetter than them, and just better than them. Never sweater, she don't want another brother than him. There's no running from him, niggas running from him. They no smooth like I smooth, they get her pregnant in, put that bun in oven.
I remember Caravana that summer. I remember Caravana that summer and how crazy Caravana.
We need to
Oh
bring
my
that.
lord.
Yo, we need that.
Those
Like,
were crazy
Juice,
summers. Those were
Cardi,
mad
like
summers.
they're all cut from the same cloth,
Yeah.
that same
Yeah,
era.
that era.
No,
Like,
we need to work
you know,
on something.
100%.
We need to revamp it, man. Like, that's the sound right there.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
even just hearing that, I'm like,
Yeah.
flow
That
is
is a
crazy.
memory.
I know. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Early.
That summer was
You already
wild.
know,
That summer
man.
was wild.
You already know, man.
was
Yo,
wild
that's
summer.
funny.
That was a wild
I would go to Town Center after that video dropped out, and that was the first time I started getting recognized because the video's out now. And I remember these girls came up to me like, "Yo, aren't you that guy who does the?" I was like, "Yo,
That's the power of hip hop.
That's
That's the power of
I
hip hop.
felt gas. I was so gassed. I was so gassed
Like,
sometimes there.
You know, a little off the side fun fact with Kamakacci and Juice Rochester, we have a long history.
That's right.
Over 24 years. Like
Let's talk
back
about
in
it.
2000s, he
Let's
was one of
go.
the first people that supported Kamakacci.
Okay.
Back on the Lakeshore strings of hip hop. You know, for all the hip hop heads that remember the Lakeshore days, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Back with, Gavin and Shane Sterling,
Yes,
like those
sir.
days was
Yes, sir.
crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
there was no social media, and my man had to buzz off the streets, right? So that's like Toronto Foundation,
Yeah, so
right
I want
there.
to like
Proud
add
to
to
do
that
it.
because for me at that time it was around the year 2000 or 2001, something around that time. Maybe you would know whether it was 01 or 02 because we started in around that time. We established ourselves by like 02, 03. But I'll never ever forget. By the time like 10 years later, I always remember in the back of my head, Rochester Juice was the first Toronto artist that ever supported Kamakacci, ever.
yes.
And
Wow.
him and I never ever really crossed paths. I always just heard of him, seen him, heard of him,
Right.
seen him, heard of him, seen him, social media. But like, it's the first time at this table I've seen him in person in probably 20 years. But I'll always
Amazing.
remember that's the first artist ever that after that, we almost replicated the blueprint. We needed artists in our brand to link with, take pictures with, put it on our website. But he was the first.
I love that.
Amazing.
I'll never
I
forget
love
it.
that.
Like, that's literally my story.
That's
I
why
love
this
that,
interview is
man.
very
I love
nostalgic.
that.
Because
Very
for me,
nostalgic.
growing up, at that time I was 14, 15, it was for me like, now we got to get, like, we have to literally replicate that.
Yeah.
It was I'll never ever. Anytime I heard him on the radio, anytime I seen him on TV, I was always like, whoever I'm with, I'm like, you know that guy used to wear our bread.
Yeah.
I was saying that in like 2011,
Yeah,
2012, 2013. I'm
Yes,
like, you know
sir.
that guy used
Yes,
to rock
sir.
There's
Kamakacci.
been a reinsurgence with the brand. What made you guys bring it back? Or was it always there?
Oh,
And
it kind of stopped.
Yeah, I kind of stopped for a bit, and it was just
because you guys are doing pop-up stores.
Yeah,
and
now
jackets
we're
and,
fully immersed. It's
Yes,
just the timing of everything. Like,
yes,
it's
And
going
the
on
people,
24 years.
You know, the people loved it and kept asking us
Yeah.
over and over. We go out when we can get that Kamakacci jacket, when we
Can I
can
get
get
a
that I
shirt?
Hustle Hard shirt.
Yeah.
You know, after like just over and over, it's like.
Let's call it
Maybe,
connects.
yeah,
But
Get on the
I
phone.
love it,
yeah.
man, because fashion and music is goes so hand in hand, right?
Yeah.
And just like music, fashion can go in circles, right? And styles that were popular in the early 2000s are starting to come back around again. Or styles that came around in the 70s are starting to come back around again. So sometimes you just got to be patient with your vibe. Like, I'm seeing a man rock a Buttersoft Averex leather jacket, and I'm like, now. And I'm like, bro, I wish I kept my Averex. You know what I mean? Because it looks just as fly then. It's just the styles evolve and change, but like it always comes around, man. So I think it's a perfect time for you guys to start popping up. We decided to
bring it back, and almost like we fully emerged. We weren't
just
just drop one thing. We were like, all right, let's bring back the hats, jackets, tees, hoodies, zipper, pop-up shops.
So fire.
Yeah, we just came back in. And we've been getting a lot of love from the city because a lot of people are like, yo, I remembered Kamakacci. Yo, I remember seeing that back. Yo, I remember. We're like, yeah, it's still the same guys. Yeah. They just might not have seen him as much.
You guys got any merch we could show the people?
Oh, yeah. I brought a little, actually, I brought you guys a little gift.
Oh, Lordy.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Anything in 3XL?
Let's
this
go.
one's his.
Thank you.
Care package for the man
Sounds right.
This is a whale in there.
A little care package.
Fire.
Hold it up. With love from Kamakacci. Right?
Love the brand.
That's why we still relevant. We show love
So-
to everybody.
That's what's up, man.
With love,
Not
Kamakacci.
everything.
Hustle hard, man.
Thank you, fellas.
So this was something he started in
I
04,
remember this.
2004.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
You might have seen it on all the DVDs.
No, like just seeing you rocking that. It was like so nostalgic. It was a time warp back, man. I love seeing it, man.
2000, sorry, split this over there. Yeah, so we
It
brought you
still
a
looks
little
great.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Still looks
quality.
Great quality.
Reprinted. Yeah, this is like the remake, the rebirth. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So this is
Thank
more
you.
for the fall. But you know why I thought of the hoodies? Because just yesterday I was wearing a hoodie and jacket. Like it was freezing.
In a
Toronto,
month and a half, you'll be back at 50. So, yeah.
It might be that
Canadian
tonight.
weather.
We don't know.
I kind of hope so. I'm tired of the scorching heat.
Stop
No,
it.
the scorching heat's not. No, I can't do
Stop
it.
it.
My
You're gonna complain it's too cold in winter and too hot in summer?
Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
But you didn't answer my question.
Oh.
You didn't answer. Yeah, you didn't answer the question. His question. Who's the Toronto sound? You said he's just Cardi, but
No,
I'm talking.
not just Cardi. I say.
Yeah, but like any new guys?
That have really encompassed the sound
Yeah.
of the city.
And there's no indictment against you.
I can't think of any, to be
Understood.
honest. You know what I'm saying? But I will add that besides that Caribbean sound that we have, there is that sound that Drake and 40 helped create, which is more of like, that ambiotic,
Underwater.
emo-ish, dark, cold. It feels like a Toronto fall or winter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I love that sound because that's also a great representation of the city.
Yeah, 100%.
The fall is the best time in Toronto.
Yeah, man.
I
And,
love
a
Toronto.
couple
Yeah.
artists I like to mention that it's really, new artists that's, holding down Toronto is like TV Gucci coming out with Jane Street.
Salute to TV
TV
Gucci.
Gucci. Yeah.
Quasi Timberlake,
Yeah.
who's really holding it down. These are like,
Quasi Timberlake is
yeah,
another
Quasi.
guy.
he's
He's a cool guy.
Fire.
Yeah,
I love the way he sings.
Yeah.
He's a
He does.
singer?
No, he does both.
He's
He
a
does
rapping
both.
singer
He has
guy.
a very unique sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has a very unique sound, and
And
he's
a
bubbling
name,
right
too.
now.
Wow. What's his name? Quasi Timberlake?
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes by Quasi Timberlake.
Which is pretty fucking
Young
cool.
guy from the West End.
Yeah.
He's African? Quasi?
Yeah, he's mixed. So
Might be, on the West End, like
KWA.
Brampton.
Okay. Yeah. I'll check him out.
Brampton Saga.
Speaking of Drake,
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
the battle. People are still talking about it, so I'm going to talk about it. So you guys leave me alone, okay?
Hey,
You guys are still talking about this.
my take on that is head for head. I'm gonna go straight in on it.
Let's go. Let's go.
You can do the question.
But
my-
I think there's no question. Just give me your
My
thoughts
initial
on it.
take on that is not really being too biased, but I think that on just bar for bar and hit for hit, that Drake washed Kendrick,
Okay.
right? And what Kendrick did was smart. He turned an individual battle and put LA on his back, and by creating an LA anthem. So LA had to respond and hold him down. So he took an individual thing, right, and made it
the whole coast.
a coastal thing,
Yeah.
right? And just by population now, by LA going against Toronto or Canada, you want to say, right? He changed the dynamic of the beef. But if he responded on that last song as an individual one and didn't really put LA on his back, it wouldn't be this conversation we're having now. It would have been Drake washed him up. Because don't forget how long he even took to respond. You know, he was like at the drawing board. And his drawing board maybe started like this and turned out to all of this. Because he was like, how do I come back at this? And the only way to come back at it is now it's like, all right, let me get the gangsters of LA and then put them on. And now we doing LA versus Toronto. So that's my take on it. But
I think there's something
all
in
day
there.
on that.
I'm gonna make sure people eat you up.
I see it.
They can if they want. They can if they want. But hey, it is what it is.
I like controversy,
You know?
so I think there's some things in there people probably get at you about.
Yeah, I see it.
can if they want.
What are your thoughts?
Well, you didn't even finish the question.
I mean, just your overall thoughts about yeah.
I mean, nah, like I'm still Drake all day. So for me, I love what Drake did in that whole situation.
Oh yeah.
When I heard Kendrick's, it didn't really hit me until
That last
until I
song.
seen the masses just going crazy. But when I truly first heard the song, it did nothing for me. When I first heard every single song, it did nothing for me. Drake's music had me bopping. Drake's videos had me bopping. And then now when Kendrick came up with that video, by that time I didn't even care anymore.
And
I was
really,
like, I'm
it's
not
the
even interested in
production
this.
that saved Kendrick. It's
Yeah,
the
I'm like-
production.
You know,
DJ Mustard saved him.
Yeah.
You know, it was the production that.
Say that again by looking in the camera.
Yeah, DJ Mustard saved Kendrick on that.
Right.
It's the production.
By the time that video
Can you
came
tell
out,
that
I
this
was already-
podcast was filmed in Toronto?
I was already on to other things in my life. I was like, it's done. When Drake was in New Ho King, I'm like, you won, bro.
Drake won.
Kendrick pronounced it
100%.
wrong in the song, too.
Yo, if you want to say Kendrick's won, then it's based on Drake. Because Drake made him hot.
Yeah.
If he did this battle just on J. Cole, this wouldn't be popping like that. Why? Because J. Cole ain't even popping like Drake is. So it's like when you go into jail, right?
Right.
And it's like you want to get your stripes. You got to go after the top dog and swing to get your stripes, right? Because if you go after the little dude, ain't no one paying attention, right? So I'm
you're
just
saying
breaking
that's
it down to
Kendrick
the
went
fundamentals.
for the top dog.
Yeah, he went for the top dog, did his swing, and then, Drake responded, and then that's what cycled it, right?
Right.
And that was a strategic move from a business end. Don't forget, I'm the CEO, right? So when you're thinking fundamentals
Flex
on
on.
business, you got to think about this stuff, right? Cause and effect. Who can I swing at to get the buzz, throw the pebble in the water to get the biggest ripple?
Okay.
That's it, right? And then based upon the last one that he put LA on his back and said, hey, LA, you got to have my back on this one because he went hard on me, He went hard on me.
That's where I got to stop you because I don't think that he called LA to get his back. I think LA was itching.
Yeah, but
to jump in
just
this
on the lyrics,
and
not like
done
us. Not like
Drake.
us is now LA.
Right?
I agree.
I think it just we know Drake is a problem. He's one of the top. He was the artist of the decade, right? We know this. The numbers, they don't lie.
Nope.
Right? But to see this beef proved once and for all, like, yo, Drake is a real problem out
What?
here. They needed half of the industry to go after this
Yeah,
guy.
seriously.
They could not wait for him
Yeah.
to be done because he's been on top for a decade and a half almost.
It's been orchestrated.
And they
probably.
didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to get out. They tried to just, make your enemy become your friend and all of that stuff. But as
Future
soon
them
as,
instigated it.
but as soon
Where's he at now?
as there was one chink in the armor,
Yeah.
yo, the floodgates just started coming out, and all of these guys who Drake gave hits to, you know what I'm saying? Like even Future wasn't. He said himself, he's like, I didn't really have a big problem with Drake. It's just Kendrick wanted to jump, like the record, he wanted to jump on it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like him and Drake made a lot of money together, man. You know, so I think if anything, the only loser in this, because Drake is good. He's bred. He doesn't care, right? You know what I'm saying? He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'd be good.
Biggest loser in this is Toronto, because the way LA had Kendrick's back, Toronto did not have.
It's been
Drake's back.
divided though. It's been divided, right?
That's the problem. There was no division
I'm
on
on
LA's
here-
side.
I'm on here like,
there
hey,
was no division when it
was
came
no
to that.
Yeah, that's
It was
true.
all LA.
That's true. That's
It was
true.
everybody. It was like,
Yeah.
yep, we riding Crips,
Yeah.
Bloods, don't matter.
LA
I'm-
united for that.
I'm not on Team Drake.
Yeah, there we go. Because he knew I was gonna bring it up.
I'm not on Team Drake, unfortunately.
Traitor.
Although Drake is a great artist, Kendrick Lamar washed him.
I don't know. It
And he
was
not only did he watch them,
It
he watched
wasn't
them on
a
the
wash.
he watched them on the beats.
It wasn't a wash. No,
It
Family
was-
Matters. Out of all the disses, I think that the second and third song on Family Matters, because it was like 3 tracks. I think those were the best.
Look,
tracks.
if Family Matters
But it's
was
subjective.
look, hip hop is fiction. It's not factual. Majority of the time, you know. I think the artistry behind that song was amazing. Just listening to it, listening to the conviction and
What song
Kendrick's
are you
voice.
talking about?
Family Matters.
Oh, okay.
When I heard that song, I'm like, wow, he really believes this shit. You know, and like the artistry
Strategically,
was
Kendrick crushed that because he dropped Meet the Grams like 40 minutes later. In that, you could literally feel the air
tension,
being
yeah,
sucked
yeah.
out of the room. Once that dropped, I'm like, frig, that is a momentum shifter. And strategically, Kendrick, absolutely. And
Yeah,
then
but
coming up with an anthem.
Wasn't that the one where it wasn't all facts and it was like?
yeah. It was
So
BS
then it's
stuff.
like
yeah,
if you're
yeah.
just talking out.
I didn't really.
Out blue air, then you can rap about anything. But when you rapping about
He wasn't talking about
facts,
blue. Like he got information.
Yeah.
That might have
But
been
he didn't
false.
really fact check it, so he just went off the top.
And I'll be honest
So
with you.
now it's like, all right, I can just be creative and talk about anything now.
I'll be honest with you. Every rapper has their time. Let's be honest here. We can go back to 50. We can go back to Nelly. We can go back to Ja Rule. Like everybody has like a 10-year run, and then it becomes stale. Like how long are we gonna listen to Drake singing and rapping on a track for the next 20 years? Like I can't.
said
do
in
it.
Hey, as
himself
long as
he was
it's
ready
dropping
for
on
retirement.
fire.
I can't do it. I can't listen to him singing, rapping
I
all forever.
understand this logic, man.
What are you
I
talking
understand
about?
so.
I am
I've
thirsting
been
for
listening
something
to Pusha
new.
T talk about getting it off of the boat from Pablo
where's
Escobar for 23 years.
But where's
and you
Pusha-
guys don't complain about
But
it.
where's Pusha T now?
What are we talking about?
He hasn't
now?
done shit
But
since
when it comes
fucking.
to Drake is
As soon as
probably
he hasn't done
still
shit.
dropping
Drake is
bangers.
probably one of the
Still
most
dropping
Sir,
diverse
with all due respect,
and willing to go outside of the box
Yeah.
creatively
Yeah.
artists in the world. The guy sings, does R&B, does
Yeah.
Brazilian,
Yeah.
does
So-
the cha-cha,
Brazilian,
does the
yeah.
merengue.
In a sense,
Afrobeat.
you can
Afrobeat.
consider
Yeah.
you
What are
can
we talking
consider like
No, he's
Drake
right.
like MMA. He's like a mixed martial artist.
Dude,
He's got
it is
many
just-
styles.
it is
You know
just
what I mean?
pure hating.
it is pure hating.
Pure
I am pure hating on the guy.
Pure hating.
I am pure hating on
Drake
him.
literally gives
But
you everything.
I'm my own man, and I love Drake's
You're not your own
second
man. You're in the
last album.
echo chamber.
I like his album. Honestly, never mind. That was a fresh. You know the dance.
The dance one.
That one's fire.
Dude, if you can do
The
that,
house album?
if you can do that forever, I'm a Drake
See,
fan.
that's another example. The guy has a dance album, and you're talking about we're tired about Drake. Dude, are you tired of Pusha T?
Yes, I was tired of him at fucking what was it the group track that they did Lamborghini Mercy. I was tired of him since.
geez,
Okay,
Wow.
okay.
Yuck.
I just look at it as hip hop is one of the genres where it's not expected for longevity, and that's one of the only genres like that. Rock artists don't treat
You're right.
their people like that.
You're right.
You know, R&B don't
You're
treat
right,
their
you're
people
right.
like that. So I think we just really need to shift kind
Well,
of our mindset.
They don't. It's not longevity. They become legacy artists. So they go touring.
Yes.
You don't hear about their new singles. They're making a living off of touring.
Yes,
So all
yeah.
these old school rock stars, they're touring every day. You
But
can Google right now where they are.
we're getting into that space now, man.
Yes.
You see a lot of the throwback concerts and festivals. Ja Rule's killing it.
Yep.
Ashanti's
Yep.
coming back.
Killer Mike got a
Akon.
Grammy at 48, 49 years old.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Am is dropping an album. Got that? Maybe tomorrow. What is it?
Yeah,
July
yeah,
12th,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Who's that?
Eminem.
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 Oh,
51,
yeah, yeah.
52 years old.
That's right.
Jay-Z still active. Nas, King Disease 3.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that. I love that. For
I
our
think it's
culture.
important for the culture. I think we've hit that, Hall of Fame rock star.
But let's be honest, guys. We're
Rock and
tired
roll
of the rapping, singing over and over again.
No.
Let's be
You're
honest.
tired. You're tired.
Who do you want to hear? Do you? Yes. All right.
You do
Nobody
not
wants to
have
be
a
honest.
case.
Nobody wants to be
You
honest.
You do not have a case.
Nobody wants to be honest in this thing.
You do not have
It's
a
okay. Ricochet was honest. no, I'm playing.
Ricochet
Hey, we're being
Doesn't dive in
honest.
on the guy. Don't.
We're
fuck
being
around.
honest. You can't handle the truth.
Okay.
Drake's the guy.
Anyway, salute to Drake and
We love Drake.
OVO.
Don't jump me. Don't jump me, guys. If you're an OVO guy.
No.
Yeah.
That guy is right here.
It's back to
Comedy style, guys.
With love. Ain't no jumping.
We're joking. We love it.
Shout out to Rick Ross, but ain't no jumping.
Have you ever
We out
been
here with love.
in a lyrical rap beef with anyone or?
No.
No?
I'll be honest with you, man. Like I've done a few battling.
Yeah.
That's how I started, right?
Yes, yeah.
But I hated battling, bro. Like,
Oh, really?
I was never my thing.
I don't know why, because
I'm
he was crazy with it. I've been to a few of his battles
I think
back
he
in
would-
the day of Lake Jordan.
Oh,
He was
I'm a problem.
grimy.
I
Run
think
some footage. Run some
on
footage.
Oh, I wish
wax,
we had footage.
You'd crush a person's soul.
I'm a lyrical monster.
Yeah,
but
100%.
when it comes to, I enjoyed the process of making music, right? Like
yes,
I love being a creator and an artist in that sense because I love the longevity of hearing a song that I did 10, 12 years ago and people be like, yo, that's the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I couldn't necessarily get from being on stage in a battle and that type of energy, right? Like I love the fact that
And it comes with evolution.
It's a time,
evolving.
it's like a time pod. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like that's what music is. That's why I love it. It's my therapy, right? So like I say this way too much, but like I feel like I'm good at everything. You know what I mean?
That's
like
how you should feel. Yeah.
yo, like I could do something and I feel like I could pick it up. Like if I needed to knit a sweater or some shit, I'll figure that shit out. You know what I mean? Give me some time, like most
Right.
random stuff.
100%.
So I feel like
that
I could have
mindset.
gone in
Yeah.
any direction that I wanted to in life, but life is about making choices and decisions, right? And I felt like the best decision for me was to make like this type of music, man, and go with positive energy instead of aggression type of energy. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. It's for my spirit.
No, that's
Yeah.
good.
Absolutely.
And it's reciprocal, right? Like I just said, I remember him like 20-something years ago, and he's still relevant today, right? Because his energy is good, right? And when you focus on just producing and good energy, right? Real respect, real. You're just gonna keep growing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have you seen a change in the party scene in Toronto? Because you've been promoting for a minute. So how long have you been?
The first party we ever did, and I say we because he was a part of it with us, was 2004.
2004.
Yeah.
So 20 years.
Yeah,
20
2004
years.
Yeah.
was our first party. I was actually
At the government?
no, I don't think it was at the government. It was in Saga
Yeah,
at that
this one
time.
was in
Yeah,
Saga.
it was in 04, and then 05 was like the big one, which was with Big Apple, 100 models, 100 bottles.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that was
the
when
first
it
one we
like
did
solidified.
Was with Cash. We had a company called Cash Money Entertainment, right? It was me and Cash, and Cash is now still relevant. He's behind Matt Mogul
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
and
Killer Kells,
Brooklyn,
a few
Killer
other
Kells.
people,
He's
yeah.
still
He's
relevant.
Sunset Management.
Yeah, Sunset Management. So he's still relevant. So me and him went to high school together, and we teamed up in Meadowvale, right? And did our first event back then, right? And then from Meadowvale to went really well. So we did a second event downtown, right? I'm trying to remember the name of the venue. It was at John Street and like John and Richmond.
How do you guys? I mean, how does promotion work? Like you guys rent the club and they get the bar. Like how's that work? How like?
It's different, right?
No, because he wants to throw parties. And,
Okay.
and just to give us some insight on like how's the financial part of it work? Like,
when you're new to it,
yeah.
Yeah, they'll eat you alive.
yeah, they eat you
Oh,
alive.
okay.
You don't get no bar
yeah.
cut.
So don't do
Yeah.
any parties.
You don't get no bar
Maybe here.
cut. You're paying for
They
the
will
venue,
rob you in
right? You're
every
paying for
area.
security.
Yeah, you think you're winning.
right? You got to
you're
put in your
losing.
dues. But then when you reach a certain stature,
Yeah, we had to
then
go
you
through
can start
years.
talking bar cut. You know, you're not paying nothing for the
Are
venue
you-
because
are
you're
you-
bringing a crowd.
Are you guys able to give us the financials on your end? The accounting?
I
Well,
can't
no,
give
no,
up
because
too much of the
yeah.
kind of a trade secret,
what?
like a Illuminati thing where it's a secret
to
world.
put it in a
all we ask
way-
is trust.
To put it
You
in
know,
a way,
because blackballing does happen in that industry when you talk too much, right?
but to put it in a way, we were, like I was doing it full time.
At one point, yeah.
At one point in my life, in my
Yes.
20s. So people
Yes.
saw me, Kamakacci Juice. I literally was a full-time
Yes,
club
I remember,
promoter,
yeah.
event planner.
So it
and I'm
can be
talking
lucrative.
2005 to 2015. Then I chose to come out
Yes.
and get a job.
Yes.
And I worked at Harry Rosen, and I did this, and I had a girlfriend, my wife now, and like I literally was like, I don't want to be a full-time promoter anymore. But so to put it that way, it is lucrative. Just you have to reach a point when you need to leave that game. That's not a game, in my opinion, for longevity
Right.
because a lot of late nights, early mornings,
Yeah.
it leads to bad eating, a lot of alcohol, a lot of unless you're like a starting from scratch, a DJ,
Got it.
or a Ricochet, or certain people, but not like entry level promoter. Like
Got
it's
it.
not for when you reach a certain age. You gotta dabble in other things.
And now
Yeah.
you're doing, is it primarily daytime parties or?
So, well, this summer, yeah, boat cruises.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so
Summer
you're more
season.
doing like lifestyle events
Yeah, yeah.
because we're at a certain age where, you know, we got to adjust,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's like when we were kids,
Yeah.
house parties,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, we'd-
and then we got a little older, we're like, let's get a little taste of that club life, bottle
nightlife.
popping,
Yeah.
right? We started popping bottles for a bit.
I got a question. How do you think that industry has changed in terms of like the people who go to the parties now outside of the business, because I mean when clubbing days, back in the days, it was
we
like,
had it. It was prime.
It was
prime.
crazy.
It was
crazy.
Yes.
But now I guess post pandemic and all of this stuff.
Yeah. Now there's still a few good events here and there, but if we're talking just the nightclubs, the nightclub scene, it's almost like I don't even know it anymore.
Right.
Literally, it's almost like it has to be a private event or like a curated event.
Curated
yeah,
events,
but the nightclub, there's no more club district because now you're probably
the
just gonna
landscape
say,
has changed.
Yeah.
Well, Ossington is popping right now, actually.
What's that?
Ossington.
Yeah.
Ossington is popping, but it's not even the same Ossington as 10 years ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right?
Because 10 years ago, I was all over Queen Street West.
Yeah.
And now Queen Street West is done.
Yeah.
And
10
now I'm
years ago,
hearing Ossington is where you are.
Yeah, so like 10, 15 years ago, you had your King West.
Yeah, King
You had your
West.
Queen, and then you had your Ossington, which was like your backpackers. You can go for your what they call those mixed parties, mashup parties, right? With like Team Canada and where they mix like house and hip hop.
Yeah, I love those
you know.
places.
And now because it's like the whole landscape of real estate with Canadian government has changed, where they've closed down a lot of the venues. They're a lot more strict on the permits. So because the Canadian government has changed up the landscaping, now promoters have to get more creative.
Okay.
Right? Where there's no Richmond Strip. There's no Queen Street Strip. Now you still have your pocket. You still have your Ossington, which is like common like the Last of the Mohicans.
It is. It
right?
really is.
But before
It
you
is.
had options, right? You had options. You could be like, all right, I'm going to go Ossington tonight because I feel like mashup. I feel like that backpacker vibe. Right. Or I feel like being a little bottle popping. So I'm going to hit up a King West. Where it's a little more upscale. You got to have, know someone at the door.
Yeah.
Or a little bit in the mix, we go hit up your Queen West aspect, right? And I know this because I hit up parties. I used to have like 4 or 5 weeklies that we used to do, right? So I see the dynamic change, but it's all been sold for real estate projects for the most part.
Damn.
Right? So it's almost
But
like
people still dance though.
Oh, yeah,
right?
people
that's
still get it
thing.
in.
Like you can catch a bubble in a
Oh,
party
yeah.
same way, or
yeah,
are we
depends on the
staring at our
event, right?
phone?
Yeah, that's
so
fair.
it's like, for example,
Unless it's a
curated.
fan.
Don't lie,
like my
It's
brothers,
terrible.
my
It's
brothers from
terrible
first
out
come
there,
first serve. That's
Wow.
a poppin' party. My brothers from first come first serve. Poppin' party. 29ers, Brandon, them.
Yeah,
you know?
Speaking of which, that's where Four Corners dropped his.
Oh no, that was at
was
Chillin' and Grillin'.
Okay.
Right, Chillin' and Grillin' at the Stack Market, right? So that was where Four Corners dropped the remix for the Drake at Chillin' and Grillin' at the Stack Market, right? But both of them are in the same pocket, right?
Yeah.
Where they both find unique venues, right? That day by day are not club venues.
I like that.
But they worked out because these guys are hustlers, they're grinders.
Yep.
They talk to the owners, they say, hey, we have a venue. We have a demographic that will be good for this venue. Can we throw a one-off event here, right? Because Stacked and Grilling at the Stack Market. Stack Market is more shops in the daytime.
Yeah.
It's not parties. First come, first serve. They get unique venues all over the city and then turn it into an event.
Amazing.
So it's not like they're going to the Ossington Strip or going to a Rebel or going to like a known venue. They are making what they can make happen out the city and turning nothing into something.
That's dope.
Do you have a publicist?
I do not.
You don't.
Oh well, I'm working with one, but I don't have an official one yet.
So sorry for prying, but like the inquiring minds need to know and learn. How are you? Do they reach for Netflix? Your Netflix deals and your
For all the music.
your
supervising
licensing.
stuff?
Yeah. How does that work? Is that your manager who liaisons it or?
Yeah, I have an agent in LA.
Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Everybody's
So
in
I have
LA.
a company out there. So the story goes in 2017, I was just kind of in a transition. You know what I'm saying? Like the Spotify way of doing things was really taking over, and I was just like, do I want to play this game? Do I want to keep doing things? I kind of felt like I was on like a hamster wheel, just putting out music. I always put out music, but it's just how do you want to do it that I can be me and be original. So I was like, you know what? A lot of mans from Toronto were moving to LA and finding success, and I just kept hearing about it. And like in my whole career, I've never gone to LA. I've never gone to LA, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Right? I closed my eyes. I found the money. You know what I'm saying?
Put me anywhere in God's green earth, I triple my worth.
Let's go.
Right? So I went there for a month. I brought some of the homies with me. Some of my friends from the label, they come in week in and week out. I just rented the whole place for a month, right? And I did my due diligence before that, and I called everybody who I knew that was from Toronto, that was living in LA. I said, I'm coming there. Can we just chop it up for a little bit? I just want to work and connect. One of the guys was Mike Jensen from The Greater Goods. And he had his boutique spot and music licensing and supervision and getting a bunch of stuff in some really prominent spaces, you know? But, you know, he wasn't super high on the totem pole yet. But we've always had a great relationship, you know what I mean? So I was like, listen, man, I'm a big man now. I'm not that little doing it kid anymore, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to start a business. I'm somebody you can trust to give you what you need. And he's like, Juice, man, I already know what you do, bro. Like, I know you'll be dope at this.
You got that resume already. You got that portfolio.
I already know the resume,
been putting that work.
Right? But he's like, I'm going to be honest with you. Like I said, it's a boutique thing. You know what I mean? I don't try and have a lot of people on my roster. So I am working with this producer. His name is Book. And he's from Toronto as well. Okay. And I knew of him. He had a group called Book and Bronze back in the day, and they'd done a lot of work in the city. And he's living in LA too, and just smashing it with all this stuff. So why don't you guys connect? You get a beat pack, make some music. We'll see what happens.
Wow.
Right? First one, slapped in there. Right? Like I was like, what did it go for? Forza 5 for Xbox. Wow. First record I did.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Jeez.
Second one was like.
So apologize. So you're Jensen guy. He's the one who connects you with them.
Mike Jensen is a G in the music supervision licensing space right now. He's out in LA. He's a Toronto man.
Amazing.
Can't take it away from him, you know what I mean? No matter where he goes in the city.
I see your brain working. What are you doing?
This
guy gotta take your plugs away.
Now he works with
Who's a crook? A crook. I'm like, yeah, give me more names.
But yeah, he's like he has the whole Rock Nation roster now, and like they're doing incredible things.
I love that.
So he took a chance on me, and you know, like I said, we from the first one, we just started hitting it off and doing more, and it just kept place here, like Kevin Hart movies, Queen of the South, more video games, stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, we're doing, and it wasn't my typical Rochester sound. It was more of like I call it car chase music. It's high energy. It's you know what I mean? It's high energy, high volume shit. Like the Big Dreams vibe. You know what I mean? So.
And so you have do you have random kids hitting you around the world? Like, hey, I heard your music.
Absolutely.
Of a Forza 5 or whatever.
Yeah. They're like,
that's amazing.
Like I said, my comments are filled with, I'm here because of Queen of the South, or Raising Dion. Like, ever see Raising Dion?
Oh, yeah. What?
Oh,
so
wow.
Been watching
end
that.
of the second season, the very
I didn't know
last
you was
scene,
all in that.
when he's in his little superhero
Yeah.
costume and stuff like that, they're playing my song.
That's
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love hearing that.
Respect. I could go on.
Please do.
You know he wants more names.
Yeah.
What? I love what you're saying, because we were actually talking about it with a content creator, Tresor.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, get out of here. There's a ceiling here, man. Canada cannot.
I may have to make a trip down there actually soon, Tom.
Yeah.
This is not the place for your talent. You need to go to LA, and he went to LA, and he's making connections, and this is what I advocate. He's kind of against it.
No, I'm no. I'm not
like,
against.
no.
What I'm against is no. Here's what I want to do. I want to create the media empire. Take this thing to the next level. Have not just my own podcast, but like every other podcast.
But for the time being, go to LA, leave, go to the States.
I will make a trip down to the LA soon.
And you know what?
And
You know
you'll
what's
be there
crazy
too, and
though?
I'll take you too.
Even with Kamakacci, right? Like
You'll be coming too.
Kamakacci was popping really after we started going to New York every weekend, right? Every weekend,
Like
linking up with
2005 and
Dipset,
6,
linking up with
7,
DJ Envy, linking up with Mano.
Yeah,
You know?
Block Gang.
Brooklyn. Shout out to Wally, right?
Yeah.
And
All these people are accessible like that? Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
we
no,
all
we
still
put in the
follow
work.
each
We
other.
put in the work, right? Back then, like he had he hit up Wally on what was it?
MySpace.
MySpace.
Back in
Oh,
2005
wow.
summer.
And he's connected with News and
from
Coke and
Brooklyn.
DJ Envy, right? And then when you tap into that, like for example, when we went down to Brooklyn one time, I was at the welcome home party when Little Kim came home from prison, and that was crazy. Side to side with Mano, DJ Envy, Little Kim. Like when I'm talking about,
But then tell him we hooked up with Karen Civil.
oh yeah, Karen
Back in
Civil, shout out to
Karen
Karen
Civil,
Civil,
2005,
right?
2006.
And it's just consistency and persistence. I emailed Karen Civil like 50 times, and on the
connect-
49th
connect
time, she
with the
finally
diplomats.
emailed back.
Yeah.
Right?
to set
I
us
love
up
And
that.
with
that's what
diplomats.
set us off when she sent us to Harlem, right? We were at like Lennox and
Yeah, we were at we got invited to a studio session.
studio session with J.R.
Ryder.
Ryder,
Okay.
you know, management Skrilla,
Yeah.
right?
to do a promo drop.
Yeah.
For us to show up and
So we
do what we did
drove
with you.
down
Yeah.
and did that, right? And it's when after Toronto started seeing the love from us going down to the States that Toronto really started showing extra love.
Joel
So I understand like
Santana.
sometimes when you say you have to go to LA
Yeah.
to make opportunity, we had to do the same thing. You gotta go where you go to get the opportunity.
Yeah, I think a lot of artists now can get it mixed up because we can do so much from home, and I love that, right?
Yeah,
like
true.
I'm not
Yeah,
against
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
do so much from just sitting in front of your computer. You could reach the whole world right now, right? All you need is a camera and a laptop and some Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But for me, I know I make my biggest jumps in life when I'm face to face with you.
Yes, yes.
Right? When I go and I can link up with you personally, I can look in your eye and I can tell you how passionate about it.
And that's what it is when real recognize real. When you have personality, you can go there
I will go
in
there.
person with your energy and create something out of nothing.
Yeah, maybe not everybody has that, but like
Yeah.
for me, I think it's important that artists at least attempt to do that because you'll make a bigger impact than just one email.
Yes.
People, artists need your chance because we speak about it all the time, and it's like, yo, we feel like artists just make the music and they just focus on that, but we don't really see them traveling, doing shows,
Right.
going to the small towns,
Right.
laying the groundwork
Yeah.
to kind of build up.
And
the
that's what social media caused, right? The artist development sometimes in artists' minds gets skipped
Yeah.
because they think they can just go on social media and hit big and go viral.
Yeah.
So now the artist development part is missing, right? He went through it. A lot of artists went through it, right? And that comes from the grind, right? And what happens is once you get the artist development process happening, now you can get the stage presence. Now you can get the personality to go to another foreign city or country and make connects. And not even just make connects, but have them build off of you, right? And social media kind of ruined that and created like a facade where some of the grind work it gets cut out the process, right? And when that gets cut out the process, it's almost like smoke and mirrors where you know they get out there and they don't get the results that they want
Hey,
because
man.
they're not putting the extra grind.
However you want to do it. If you want to do it through TikTok, like you see Connor Price doing millions and millions of crazy stuff. Numbers right now, right? And that's through TikTok. He was a child actor, you know, that wanted to rap, but he found his lane of how he could present his music to people. And now that he's built that fan base, he can do sold out tours, and now he's making that connection. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
But I think at some point, as an artist, you have to come out from behind the computer.
Yes,
Absolutely.
100%.
Whether it be now or later, so I think the
Twitter
earlier you
fingers
do it,
don't always work. Twitter fingers don't always work. You
at
gotta
some
come out
point
from
you're
behind the
gonna have to
computer.
do that. So prepare if you want to have a long-lasting career.
Take it back to the street team days.
Yes.
Yeah.
What guerrilla marketing?
Yeah.
Do you
Old
guys,
school.
do you guys see brick and mortar in your future soon?
Brick and mortar. In today's landscape, possibly, right? Possibly in certain key cities. But I
tough
think,
now, man.
yeah, I think the wave is
Yeah.
e-commerce,
Yeah.
right? E-commerce, right? You can't compete against the online market, right? And that's when digital marketing comes into play, search engine optimization comes into play, knowing how to market yourself in Google and how to create ads in social media and how to tap into that.
Yep.
So I think, you know, brick and mortar is still there, but I think COVID kind of killed the brick and mortar recipe,
Brick and mortar.
right? Yeah,
Mortar
recipe.
them.
Motor.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
and I think more e-commerce is where it's at headed to the future, right? It's like even like the stats on Amazon, where Amazon controls almost 70% of online sales. Like you have to tap into that, right? You have to tap into Google, right? Like for example, Finley Real Estate, we get over 100,000 views organically a month, right? Talk of Toronto, we're doing over 30,000 views a month, right? Back in the day, we just relaunched Talk of Toronto, which is representation of all of Toronto. But back in the day, before social media, we were getting between 500 to 750,000 views a month before social media, right?
05,
Yeah.
06, 07.
And these are online viewership. Like we were getting paid from companies like TD Bank and BMO and
Crocs.
you know, Crocs,
Yeah.
Universal Music to promote online, right? So I think that's kind of the wave of where we're going, especially now when we're tapping into like things like AI and Google's coming up with a Google glasses, and we have like digital real estate. So brick and mortar is still important because land, you can't make more land, right? But at the same time, you have to. It's almost like you have to have a mergence of both brick and mortar and the e-commerce to really be
both,
successful.
Man. I like shopping online because I'm lazy sometimes and you just want to grab it, you know what I mean? When it's something that you already trust and know. But I'm also very brick and mortar because I like to feel I like to try on the material and look at it and know like this is it for me. I don't want it to get it in my mail and try it on and be like, I knew this was way sale. Why did I?
Go through the whole mailing process.
Yeah.
This is why it's on sale. Like, take it back, So I think both are important. I don't know where it's going. I think your answer is right, but like for me, I think there needs to be both.
Would you guys see it opening in Mississauga or Toronto, downtown Toronto proper?
Yeah, what do you think?
I would think because of the love we get in the East and West, right? Like Mississauga would be a no-brainer, right? But in terms of real estate, like Toronto is really expensive now in terms of real estate, right? To open a brick and mortar there. So I think maybe that's a hard question. Like Mississauga, it depends on where the real estate makes sense.
Like right now, what we do is pop-up shops.
Yeah.
So we've actually done basically every 3 months for the last couple of years. We do a pop-up shop. Different
Shout
cities.
out to the trending market.
Yeah,
I think it's
we
very
do a lot.
smart.
Soul Exchange,
Soul
SneakerCon.
Exchange,
Yeah,
SneakerCon.
Yeah, we've done our own at a few spots in Toronto. I've gone out to London, Ontario. I've gone to Montreal.
Yes.
And we just represent Kamakacci. We set up shop. So him and I speak every day. We almost like set up a storefront, and we'll do it for a day or two. We've done a few where it's been like a weekend. We've done some where it's been a week.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
So we're constantly, and that's since we brought the brand back, and the brand's been back like 4 years. It started in 2001. We stopped around 2011. And then we're bringing it back now.
Amazing.
So pop-up shops and the thing like what you said, because people want to touch and feel.
Yes.
Plus, it gives us an opportunity to actually meet people.
Right.
Yeah.
Every time we're there, because of social media, everybody's following and following back. They're actually like, oh, you guys are like actually the brothers behind the brand. Like, yeah, we're actually, there's a face and people.
Makes a difference.
Yeah, they know me, but I give them an opportunity to meet. I'm like, yeah, he's actually the CEO of the company. He's my brother Breezy. And then he shakes hands and he's like, thank you for representing the brand. Like, we meet people all the time. The last pop-up shop, I'm introducing him to so many people.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we just never met him. I'm like, I know. He's been the man behind the scenes, but that's why I love pop-up shops rather than like a location.
When's the next pop-up shop for you guys?
We just did one at Nicey's. Nicey's in Mississauga. So it's a Jamaican, Caribbean, West Indian grocery store.
Legendary Nicey's from
Nicey's,
Toronto.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
Nicey's.
So we
Come on.
collaborated with
Yes,
Nicey's, and we
yeah.
had a section in their store on a Sunday, and it
so
was
we have the summer series going
Summer.
on.
Yeah, it
so
was
Yeah, man.
the
beautiful.
next one
That's what's
is
up.
going to be the first Saturday of
We'll do Caravan weekend.
yeah.
We're gonna solidify it, drop the flyer, but it'll be Caravan weekend for those who don't want to go downtown because it's in
Yes,
Mississauga. So it'll be another pop.
And then you have a party on the 12th this weekend or next
And
week?
then this Sunday I have the 90s boat cruise,
Sick.
and then next month I have a 2000s boat cruise. So it's back to back.
Can they smoke on the boat?
People do it. They tell us no. Yeah, because it's not like I'm talking to the boat owner. Yeah, like people always ask. I'm
Yes,
like,
but no.
yeah.
Okay.
The boat owners say
Don't be in front of the
DJs.
captain.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
You're
you know,
actually
rolling
outside on a
up the
boat.
blunt ski.
So people do it.
Yeah.
It gets dark. You're literally on the water.
Hey, at the end of the day, it's not illegal. It's legal in Canada, so you can smoke anywhere.
Yeah.
All right. So that's where we're going to be this summer. We're going to be popping up
Hey.
at the
90s
boat cruise. What you got
2000s
this summer
boat
going on?
cruise.
Just working, man. I'm working on I got my project in my bag right now. The mixtape
I
is
saw
go.
the new single coming out.
So I did a collaboration, a fashion collab with a Montreal company called Walkin'.
Okay.
Right. I really like their stuff, and as you know, I've been supporting Canadian
Yes,
brands
for sure,
for
sure.
day one, right?
Yes,
so,
yes.
and we know how fashion and music go together. So I was in a brick and mortar that they had over there, and I just went through the product, and I'm like, this shit is dope. And you guys are from here?
I've actually seen it.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I've never.
seen it. I've
it's
seen
great.
it in the malls.
Right, and I think it's good quality stuff, man. So I'm like, I just hit them up on the Dolo tip. I was just like, yo, listen, man, I'm an artist. I'm doing my thing. I like what you guys have. I think we could make something special together. Let's do something that I can actually get behind. I'm not begging for clothes or anything like that. I want to help you as much as you guys can help me. You know what I mean? So they opened up the doors. They shut down a few of the locations for us so I could shoot a bunch of videos. They hit me up with hella gear, and they've been just supportive of what I'm doing. And I love it the most because it's Canadian brands helping out Canadian brands.
Are you acting as well?
Why you say that?
Because it seems like you're getting your acting chops. I don't know what it is. Are you acting right now?
Jeez,
Bradget.
you just exposed something?
Yeah.
He just signed a deal somewhere we don't know
No,
It just seems like an actor going. Like I don't know. I feel like you're
Or
on
is
your
this
acting
confirmation?
tip.
Like
No.
you're praying about it, and now this is confirmation. You should.
The thing is,
Maybe call me, call him.
I've had so many offers this year alone about like you know short films or independent films or TV shows or jumping on some kind of reality show and stuff like that. And I love film. I love film very close to the amount that I love music. So
I can
on
sense
different days, I don't know which one to choose.
Yeah, I can
sometimes,
sense that.
right?
Yeah.
But I said this year I'm only moving in things that I'm really, really passionate about.
Understood.
Right now.
Yes,
So right now the music is calling me. I've just been in my bag. I'm working on 4 albums that I got coming out right now.
Is all you?
Putting in work.
One is the mixtape, and then I'm doing the Cut the Lights album with all the music licensing stuff. So we're putting out a whole project for that. And then I'm doing a collaboration album with Jordan, JRDN.
Oh, word! Shouts to
Dope,
Jordan.
yeah, dope,
Hey.
dope.
So I'm doing R&B. that shit, I'll play you some shit after. That shit's fun.
Yes, yes.
And then I got a solo project coming out after that, man. So I'm constantly working.
Amazing.
In my bag because listen, man, I come from an era where you know how hard it was to like make a record to go to Cherry Beach and like get 3 hours in there, yo. Like that's a whole paycheck, bro. Like just to get one record done, yo. Now we can do it from the comfort of our home. Technology in that
Next to nothing.
has expanded, made it easier. Catch 22, yes, but I'm taking full advantage of it now that I
100%.
can, man, because.
I love the team behind Jordan right now and his revamping.
Oh, yeah,
man.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
What is
Work. I see him.
what does success look like to you guys? You could start from this end.
Oh, that's a great question.
When I think of success, I'm not just necessarily thinking finances, but I'm thinking freedom from it.
Yeah.
Right? And even tapping into what even Kamakacci means, it means to recapture the essence of life. Right? Meaning you're not dependent or just watching all the trends and trying to get active with everything, but you have an inner peace with yourself, right? So success, to me, is more freedom of materialistic items, right? Where you're not a slave to it. We're not just draining a paycheck just to slap, 5,000 on bottles and
Wild.
Because you've done that.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that over and
All
over.
been slaves at one point.
Yes.
He's like,
So I can say that because I've done
Sorry,
it.
ancestors.
I've been there. So
Sorry, ancestors.
yeah. So yeah, that's where it comes down to me. It's just
you on
that piece of where you are and at with your family. Do you have a good relationship with your kids and the people around you and that's where it's at.
I was actually just, like, when he was talking, I'm like, for me, it's being at peace. That's success, because he just said like being with your family and kids. So I'm a father of 2, 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and there's times when the world is going crazy. I'm stressed out. Everything's haywire, and then I sit on my couch and I just watch my kids. And in that moment, I'm actually thinking to myself, "Sorry, this is success." I actually think to myself. Watching my children play is love. Watching my children play is everything I've worked for. And I'm like, there's nothing else I need but watching them play and grow up.
Facts.
And then it's now, if you asked me this at 20,
Oh, yeah,
we were
would've been
sitting here in
different.
2007,
Would've been
2008, I would have said, I need a mouthful of gold. I need 10 chains around my neck.
The newest Beamer.
I need a Range Rover outside.
Boom, boom in this hand.
Yeah,
boom, boom in this hand.
because if I'm talking me at 20, I need a mansion pool party this Saturday with 30 girls, all my niggas. Like, I would have talked like that.
Actually, I think that might be successful.
But I would have said, that's success.
That'd be a successful
better
night.
I would have said, that's success.
The
But
kids
now,
is cool, but
I'm like, none of that is, to me, at this point in my life,
100%,
success.
100%.
yeah, I get it.
Mine
Like,
is my children.
Back in the day, I used to wish I could be like on the bad boy, on the bad boy team, rocking with Diddy and all them. Now you're looking foresight. It's like, yo, God saved me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
God,
You don't want to hear my Diddy story.
No, come on.
Tell us your what success looks like to you, and then we.
And then you have a Diddy story. Yeah, let's hear it.
What?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh lordy.
Yo, come down, let him talk, man.
No, success is definitely freedom, and I believe, I'm actually living in my success right now.
Yes.
I'm very far from content, right? I'm very passionate and I have big ambitions, big dreams,
Big dreams.
right? But I'm successful right now, man. I get to wake up
Amen.
and
what
do
I
what I
meant.
love
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do
Yes.
every day.
That's it
Yeah,
right
I'm
there.
like, this
Every
is
day.
success.
And
That's it right
there were
there.
days, there was a lot of days where I didn't know if that would be possible again.
Yes.
I've been in the business a long time, right? I've had ups and downs, and I've won and I've lost a lot of things, right? So I appreciate exactly this moment where I am, that we can sit down and have this conversation, right? And I can still pay my bills from the things that I love. I can still take care of my family through the
Yes.
things that I love right
Yes.
now, right? And that to me is like, yo, I'm already winning.
Yeah, 100%.
That is a W. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Because I'm trying to quit this 9 to 5, yo. Oh,
he
yeah.
said he's
I'm tired of
successful,
running
yeah.
my own business.
Damn. Okay. Diddy.
Did it?
Yeah.
Did he
We're
do
not going to
it?
let you get off
but
with that.
Diddy
Diddy.
Did he do it?
Did he do it?
Did he do it?
It's on
Well,
camera.
we saw the video.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't even remember what year this was. This is around pull-up times, 2008, 9, maybe, something like that.
All right.
Right? Diddy would frequent come here in the summer, Caravana times, whatever.
yes.
So this was a year that he was coming through, and my daughter's mother, right, was running in the same circle. You know what I mean? Shout out to Mel, and she put my name in his ear, right?
Nice.
Said like, here's an artist from Toronto, he's doing his thing. She played him like a pull-up song and like, oh, he's dope. And she told him where he was going to be. And it was like, wasn't like Live or G-Spot or any of the big places there, right? It was like, I don't remember the name, a small lounge. We went there early, I waited. We're playing some pool or hanging out and stuff. He was like, trust me, he's gonna come in here.
This is Miami or Toronto?
This is Toronto.
Okay.
This is Toronto. And he rolled in like low key ish. He had like 3 huge bodyguards with him, but it wasn't like Bentleys after Bentleys. It wasn't like a big smoke show, right? And nobody really noticed him there for the most part. He was playing the back and stuff like that. So we noticed that it was getting kind of hectic, and I was just like, you know what? Maybe we should just say our piece and get out of here. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if we're actually going to get a chance to meet him. But he looked like he was looking for... He didn't look like he was looking for an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, he looked like he was...
ass.
He was looking for something else out here.
He was looking for ass.
He was on a different type of frequency that day. You feel me?
He was living his truth.
Right? But this is the part. This is the part I remember. As we're leaving, and
Hey, Playboy, where'd you going?
you're close.
I know. We need to
You're
get
close.
the story
You're very
out.
close.
The cartoons.
We're
get the
walking.
story out.
We will do this.
Right? And he catch eye contact. He was in the middle of conversation, sees me walking across him, and catches eye contact, and he looks at me, and he's like, oh, you kind of hot, Playboy.
Jeez.
And the Toronto man in me was just like, yo, don't know, respect him.
I'm thinking about like
I'm thinking about it. It's
artist.
like a music thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
link
like
up,
the
yo.
swag-
I'm gonna
swag
make the
was
calls.
cool.
I'm not
and,
even
you know what I
think
mean?
this. You
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, yo,
sideways,
come
yo.
sign me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was just like,
Yeah.
yo, love. But now looking back in
Hindsight,
hindsight, I'm
yeah.
like, what kind of hot was this nigga
What?
talking about?
Yeah, 'cause I've never
I
said
don't
that to
know.
another man.
Crazy.
I've never said that to another man ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you looking kind of hot, son.
I would
No,
just-
it's got to be
I
the
don't know.
Playboy because
Playboy.
he's always
Yeah.
Playboy. He's always
Yeah,
Playboy.
yeah, Playboy.
Yeah. And now
looking
that
hot,
double
Playboy.
meaning is like pump
Yeah.
the brakes on it. Like God saved you from a bullet.
Couldn't possibly.
Yeah, you
Allegedly.
never know.
No, you know what's
We don't
crazy?
know.
You probably were so stumped you didn't know how to respond, and like you're so like
I was.
aloof.
I was just
you
like-
just left the room.
I just gave him the man them head nod and tapped the chest and kept it.
You played it right.
I
You played
kept
right.
it moving.
Yeah, you played it right.
Sorry, I just have one question. Where did the name Rochester Juice come from?
Okay, so the juice part was because my dad used to.
I've actually always wanted to know.
My dad owned a domino bar,
Okay.
Jamaican style, in the basement. Right, you don't know already.
Yeah.
Barbershop on top.
Oh,
Right, Top Notch, it's called now. It's on in Rexdale, Islington and Albion. So every day after school, I must have been grade 4 or 5, something like that, right? I used to have to wait there till he's done and lock up shop. So first thing I would do is go to the bar and be like, yo, bartender, let me get a rum and coke, yo. Let me get a Guinness, yo. That's what I hear the big mans were saying, yo. And I'm just a kid, so they give me a little orange juice. And I would do my homework, and that's how I got the name Little Juice. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I just turned that into Juice. And Rochester is because that's my actual last name.
Okay.
And I'm very proud of that name. And, you know, I've been to enough funerals, you know what I'm saying, and 9 nights to see the impact that some of my family members before me have had in the small town of Bull Savannah, St. Elizabeth, you know, and it stuck with me, right? And just the respect that they were garnering, like how my grandfather was like one of the first farmers in the area, and he used to take care of a lot of, you know, people who didn't have any food. He would come through and you know, farm them some food and stuff like that, man. So, and that just always stuck with me. So I want to keep that legacy going.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like that.
Wow.
That was an amazing episode. That was an amazing
No Diddy.
episode. No Diddy.
Yeah. What a story.
Honestly,
I've never called a man hot ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
And it's also pretty sad because like the hits that Diddy gave us, you know what I mean? Like let's just be honest here. The hits he gave us, and now he just
It's ruined. It's yo. You put Biggie in that.
It is a
Is
hit to the
Biggie
culture.
ruined?
no, not Biggie's not
Is
ruined.
Biggie
Well,
ruined now?
Biggie had some questionable lyrics. I mean, 1 or 2 questionable lyrics, but
Yeah,
whatever.
fuck him in his ass, throw him over the bridge.
Yeah, he did a lot
Sorry.
of stuff.
Yeah, more
okay.
than a couple. Yeah. I don't know.
But nonetheless, no. You know what it is? I don't care about the gay shit. It's the beating the women on camera,
Right.
And being the whole allegedly human trafficking. It's like
But here's the thing though, because I try to separate the artist from
The
the
art.
music
Yeah.
because there's a pretty lengthy list of some of our legends who have some questionable things in their past. So Dr. Dre's an example.
Yep.
It's been documented, abusive.
Some of
multiple
our
times.
most favorite artists.
Tupac's been
Very
he did
Big
time for
Pun-
rape.
Big Pun is on camera, beating his wife with I think a Mac 10 or something to that effect. There's stories out on Biggie, and there'll be more people being exposed. And I think people on Twitter are gunning for Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So
Oh man, they have some for Jay-Z.
Oh yeah,
We're
he's
trying.
next.
No,
apparently.
come on. What do they got on him?
Nothing
We'll
yet.
find out.
I'm
right?
exhausted.
Nothing
so
yet, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
No.
I think they're-
What?
They're trying to
they're
get.
trying to.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything there.
Yo, but hold on. Before we go, it's another podcast. Guys, this is episode 557. This is Steady Mobbin. We got Rochester, aka
Steady
Juice.
Mobbin in the
We
building.
got my man Breezy on the far right,
Kamakacci Juice.
and we got Kamakacci
So
Juice.
the reason I asked about his
We out. Hold on. We're out, baby.